Here's my final thoughts. I don't know about you, but I don't have a lot of confidence that the Trump administration is going to be totally transparent when it comes to telling us everything we need to know about the coronavirus. What do we need to know? Well, how about everything so that we can make our own decisions about the best decisions for our families? Here's an example of what I'm talking about. Last night, President Trump addressed the nation about the virus, but he failed to mention the administration already had evidence that the virus could already be spreading here within the United States. It turns out the administration knew about a person in California had contracted coronavirus. That person had not traveled to the regions hit by the outbreak. That person had not come in contact with anybody known to have the virus. This information was confirmed just last night by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Right now, all of the staffers at a California hospital that treated that patient are being monitored for infection. Now, to date, nobody in the hospital has tested positive for the virus. But my question is, how many other people came in contact before the patient was properly diagnosed? This is not the time for finger pointing or partisanship. It's time for getting all of the information out, regardless of how frightening it might be. In the meantime, there's no vaccine. Let's protect ourselves, and the CDC says we should do it by washing our hands several times per day for 20 seconds with warm soap and water. The hand sanitizer, well, it's a good backup, but it's not as good. That's my final thoughts. Let me know what you think. Thanks for joining us. I'm Bruce Johnson. We'll see you back here tomorrow.